Welcome back to Simrai Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this class, I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful keyhole corset with bra cups. So I'm actually going to show you two methods. This is a bast corset with yoke, and this is the second method of making your bast corset with yoke, as you can see. So this class is actually beginners friendly. So if this is what you want to learn in this class, I'll be sharing the tips and tricks with you on how to make using two methods to make your bast corset, okay, with yoke. Okay, so if this is what you want to learn in this class, please stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. In this class, I'll be showing you how to make two easy bast corset with yoke for beginners. Okay, so this is very easy. I'm making it very simple for you. If you're a beginner, this is an easy corset drafting for you. So now here I have my shoulder line. This is my shoulder line, and I have my chest line. Okay, so I'm going to divide my chest line to find my armhole. I'll go in by 0.75. Okay, so if you don't know how to draft a basic bodice pattern, we have a detailed video on this channel on how to make a basic bodice pattern. So what I connected here is my armhole. So this is my bust point line. That is my bust apex and my under bust point line, and this is the waistline for the front. So now on my bust point, I'm going to mark my bust pan, nipple to nipple measurement. I'm working with 3.5. I'll come over to the waistline and I'm going to mark 3.5. So I'm going to connect this directly to the bust point. So it's time for us to mark out our darts. Like I said, this is a very simple corset for beginners. Okay, so it has no bust darts. Okay, I want to make it easy for you if you're a beginner. So on the waistline, I'm going to go in from the bust span line, the dart line, by 1 inch, 1 inch. So that makes it 2 inches for my darts at this point. Then I'm going to connect that 2 inches of my dart to the bust point, as you can see. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now, on the chest line, I'll go up by 1 inch on the chest line. And from that line, I'll come in by 1/2 inch. So I'm going to draw a line this way and take it straight to the chest line. So the next thing we want to do is to extend this dart line. I'm extending this dart line, and I'm going to mark out the bust point difference with the under bust. So you put your tape here. From here to here, I have 3.5. I'll take it up from that same bust point, 3.5, and I'll mark. So that is your bust radius. So I'm going to extend that line, as you can see. So next, we are going to do now, from the under bust, I'm going to come out by 1/2 inch. This is 1/2 inch, and from here another 1/2 inch. So I'm going to connect the 1/2 inch I have here. Now I'll place my pattern ruler on this point. I'll connect it to that point, and I will also place my pattern ruler this way, okay, to the bust point. So I'll be able to have gotten our corsets for the center front. So to get the back or the side of the corset cup, from this point you have your armhole. You'll be coming in by 2 inches. Okay, so once you come in by 2 inches, I'll place my tape from my pattern ruler from the 1/2 inch. So you can see how I placed it. So if you are on the plus size, you come in by 1.5. okay, or if you are too busty, you can come in by 1 inch. So once that is done, next I'm going to position my pattern ruler this way, as you can see, and connect. Then I'll flip my ruler this way to form the cup. So from that line we made. You can see how I'm placing my ruler right there to form the cup. So from this line, okay, you don't need to get your line up to that point. I'll come down by 1/2 inch, okay, on that line before this will be connected. So I come in by 1/2 inch, as you can see, and I connect, okay. So I'm going to tighten my overbust line. So from this line I'll come out by 0.75, and from here another 0.75. so I'll place my ruler to the bust point this way, and I'll also do the same from here to the bust point. So I've tightened. So I have my cup number 1 and cup number 2 right away. So I'm going to connect this way, okay, the 1/2 inch. I'll just blend it up to that point. So now the next thing I'm going to do now is to take the measurements of the bust circumference. So on the bust circumference, I'm working with bust circumference 40 divided by 4. This is it, 10 inches. I'll mark. Then I'll come over to my waistline. I'm working with waist circumference. That is 6 divided by 4, 9, plus 2 inches of my dart. I'm going to place it right here. So I'll quickly go ahead and place my pattern ruler and connect the size of my corset. So here is my corset, and my corset is ready. So I'm going to blend this line. It really went too up, too down, so you don't need to make it too down, okay. So I'll just blend it into this line, as you can see, and the armhole line, I'll blend it into this line. You can see that. So that's how to go about this beautiful corset, and this becomes a yoke for this particular drafting. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to connect what I have on that 1/2 inch. I'm going to connect it to the dart leg. Don't forget, that will serve as a continuation of our pattern. So I'm going to cut what I have on my pattern now, and after we are done cutting, we are going to make our basque, okay. So I would love to create the backs. Let us create the backs right here and then at once. So for the basque corset, you go down from your waistline by 5 inches, and then you'll be connecting what you have from that point to this point to form your basque. So I'm going to cut off right away. What we have right here, I'm going to cut it off, but note that we have a dart here, so that I'll quickly extend that line this way and this way, okay. So that is your basque pattern. So I just go ahead and cut. So remember, we don't have any seam allowance in this corset drafting. There is no seam allowance at all. So I'm going to cut the neckline. So neckline depends on what you want to make. I use my natural neckline 3x3 right here. So if you want it wider, you can use 4x3. You can use 4x4. So this is what my basque corset drafting looks like. So I'll go ahead on this dart line, and I'm going to go ahead and connect and cut out my corset. So like I said, this is a beginner's tutorial. There is no bust dart right here. It's without bust dart. So I just want to make it easy for you. So I'm going to cut by the side of my corset. Then I'll go ahead and cut out my corset cup. Okay, so that is the first method right now. Okay, so this is what I have on the center line. So this is C2, C2, C2. I will gum the cups together right now. I'll gum them together this way using my masking tape and show you what it looks like before we proceed to the next method. So this is the back. So if you notice at the back line, because of the dart, you can see there's a little shortage to it, but that is not a problem. So all you need to do is to secure it with your masking tape. So I just hold it down with your masking tape, so you'll be able to shape the corsets. Okay, the basque area. So I'll just hold it down. So you always expect a shortage at that point. Then I'm going to blend it up this way. So you can also put place your paper to fill in the gap. So once you have secured it with your masking tape, next you will do is to come in with your gum. Okay, so there will always be a shortage at that point because of the darts. So just simply go ahead and do what I'm doing right here to have your basque. So I just go ahead from the center front. I'm going to align this to this point to recreate the basque. Then I'm going to cut my basque from the waistline to that center front line. So I'll repeat the same thing for the other piece as well. Okay, so I'll do the same thing right here. I'll also place my paper below it this way. So then I'll connect my basque. So I'll just go ahead and cut. Okay, so I can now take off my paper, or I can just my masking tape, or I can just follow the line and separate. So that is that, and that is how to go about this first method. So we'll be jumping into the second method right now. So as it stands, you can see you have your full corset with the cuffs. This is the C1 is the center front, and this is the center front C1, and this is C2. So I have my corset, and this is the yoke. So the yoke will be sewn this way. So you can see it's actually looking beautiful, and it's very easy to sew for beginners. So for the second method, we'll be using our bra cup, okay, to construct that. So but before we go ahead to use our bra cup, we'll first of all mark out our dart position. So this is the shoulder line. Okay, you also make your basic bodies this way, your chest line, your bust point, your under bust point, and then your waist line. Okay, so like I said, there is no bust dart. This is a beginners friendly backs corset drafting, so I want to make it easy for you. So on the under bust, that is where I'm going to take, for this particular method, you'll be taking your bust span nipple to nipple on the under bust and mark your nipple to nipple on the waist, you mark, and then you are going to make your dart leg. So this time around we are taking half an inch on both sides, half an inch, that is a total of 1 inch, and then you will connect. So the next thing we will do from the bust point this time, no longer from the chest line like we did in the last one, I will go up from the bust point by 1 inch and mark, and I'll come in by half an inch and mark. Then I'll draw my line and take it straight to touch the under bust line. Now you come with your corset, your bra cup. So your bra cup size, okay, I have a detailed video on how to choose your right bra cup size. I'll be dropping the link on the description box below. So I'm using bra cup 40. You can see 40, number 40, that's what I'm using. My bust is 40. Okay, my bust circumference is 40 and I'm using 40. So in case you find your bust to be 39, use 40. Okay, then if you also find it to be 37, use 38 for this tutorial. So I'll now place my my bust. You can see how I position my bra cup. So I position it to touch here and here, and I'm going to draw out the shape of my cup. So I've drawn out the shape of my cup. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take the circumferences of my bust. Like I said, I'm working with bust 40. So I'll take the tape on the bust point line. So it passes the bust apex. So I'm taking my bust 40 divided by 4. This is 10 inches. I'll come over to the waist. From the center front, I'll take my waist 36 divided by 4. This is 9 inches plus 1 inch of my dart. I'm going to mark 1 inch of my dart. Then I'm going to connect these lines. Okay, so I've connected my line. I'll take off my cup right here, and then I'll step down from the chest line by half an inch. This is half an inch. So I'll go connect it this way, as you can see. So I'm going to put my armhole right now, complete my armhole right away. So that is my armhole. So for this corset, okay, I'm going to make a keyhole yoke for it. So if I'm making a keyhole, it depends on what you're actually making. This is a high neckline, a sort of a high neck. So I'm using my natural neckline. So if you want to come down more, no problem. So I'll just come in by 2.5 to form my keyhole. There are so many kinds of keyhole pattern. So once that is done, I'll place my ruler this way and connect my keyhole pattern. So can you see that? So that is what I have as my keyhole at that point. So I'll connect what I have right there. So I've connected my keyhole. So if you also want it more rounded, there are so many keyhole designs. You can come with this other part of your ruler, your pattern ruler, and do this. Okay, so if you do that, it gives you more space on the keyhole line. So I'm going to connect this armhole so it touches what we have right here. So I'm taking this armhole to that point. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to blend this up this way. Okay, so just at that point, it terminates this line. Just blend it up into that line. So the next thing we want to do now is to create our basque. So for the basque, I'm going to come down by 5 inches, and I'm going to connect it this way. So we are going to cut now. So I'm going to cut through the under bust cup that we had. I will go this way on the keyhole. So I want you to watch how I'm cutting if you are making a keyhole corset for this. So you can see how I cut it right now. So this is the basque we have right here. So I'll go ahead and cut the keyhole. So I follow this line I extended. Note I extended that line. Okay, so this is what I have right now on the dart. So what I'm going to do, I'll just simply eliminate this dart, this 1 inch dart. I'll simply eliminate it, and it does not affect anything. So I'll just go ahead and measure my actual waist, which is 9 inches, and take off the dart completely, and you have your basque. So I'll place my pattern ruler and take off my darts completely, and I still have my basque. So this is it. Alright, so people, that is it, and this is my basque corset pattern with my bra cups. So I'm going to have the other bra cup sit inside here, and then the keyhole corset. Can you see that? So thank you very much for coming to this tutorial. So all you need to do now is to go ahead and watch other videos on how to sew your corset on this channel. We have a little video on how to sew your basque corset. I'll be dropping the link on the description box below. I already have videos for them, and other types of corset, keyhole corset, and all that. So thank you very much for coming. If you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming. See you in the next one. Bye.